So about 45 new Funko Pops were rumored for 2025. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. So we're going to be going over some more rumors and kind of leaks going around, and we're going to be sharing these over from the Scarlet Joker over on Instagram. And there's about 45 more Funko Pops that are expected in 2025. And the other day I actually did a video solely talking about all the anime, so if you guys want to check that out, there's some really cool Bleach ones in there and a bunch of other stuff. Now, as always, I do like to mention that everything we're about to talk about is not officially confirmed until Funko does announce it, because anything can be canceled, changed, or delayed last minute. So keep that in mind, but also at the same time, there's a very strong chance we could see a lot of these. Now, before we get started, we do have our question of the day, which is, what is a Funko Pop that Funko hasn't made yet that you would love to see? I haven't asked this one in a while, and I would love to see if you guys have any new answers. We're going to start things off with pop video games. So first up, from Diablo 3, we do have Deckard Cain here. I thought this was actually a pretty cool choice, to be honest. He's definitely a pretty cool dude in the game. And if you haven't played any of the Diablo series, I highly recommend it. Very fun game series. I didn't get a lot into Diablo 4 personally. Diablo 3 so far is my all-time favorite, and Diablo 2 was also really fun. I don't think I've played the original one. But yeah, it's a very fun series, and they do have a lot of cool pops so far, so I think Deckard Cain, again, is a great add. Next here, we have World of Warcraft, and we have two different pops here. So we have Illyria, I think that's how you pronounce that. She does look pretty cool, to be honest, as well as Thrall there. I think Thrall's going to turn out really great. Now, don't worry, though. These aren't the only WoW pops coming. I believe we actually have a wave to be announced fairly soon here, so stay tuned for that. Next, for pop games, we do have Pokemon here. So this is actually a pretty exciting lineup. So we do actually have Gengar, Zorua, as well as Fuecoco. I think that's how you pronounce that one. I think the winner here is Gengar. I think this is probably the one that people wanted the most. I've seen the most just comments about Gengar, Gengar, where's Gengar? Well, Gengar is finally on the way. I think another big one that people want is Snorlax. That would be like an amazing 6-inch or 10-inch pops, and then flocked on top of it. They could really kill it if they can get the license to do that one. But nonetheless, definitely a great wave of Pokemon Pops having Gengar in it. Let me know what you guys think. Now, moving on, we do have the Owl House here, which is another pretty anticipated one amongst fans. So for the Owl House, we do have Luz, Ida, King, and Amity. I apologize if I butcher this. This is nothing I've ever seen personally, but I've heard really good things, and there seems to be a lot of popularity around it. And these have been rumored for a while now. Unfortunately, it looks like they're coming all the way in 2025, but hey, as long as they're coming, I'm sure people can't complain there. Now, more animation features the real Ghostbusters here. So in this, we have Venkman with Slimer, Ray, Egon, and Winston there. So this is definitely going to get Ghostbusters fans really excited. Next up, from DC Comics, we do have the Creature Commandos here. So this is actually pretty interesting. So we have the Bride, Dr. Nina, Dr. Phosphorus, Eric, G.I. Robot, and Weasel there. Weasel is definitely going to be a very interesting mold. I was actually kind of surprised we didn't get a Weasel pop from the Suicide Squad movie, funny enough. Now, I actually hadn't even heard of the Creature Commandos outside of, I think, James Gunn's announcement, because I think he's going to be doing a project with them next year, and that's most likely where these pops are going to come from. But yeah, pretty interesting. These molds could turn out pretty cool. Let me know if anybody's a fan of any of these characters and if you would love to see these pops. Now, next here, moving on to a couple different pop movies as well as TV shows. So first up here, from the Terrifier, we do have the Little Pale Girl here for horror. That's going to be an interesting looking pop for sure. She's going to look a little creepy. Now, we should actually have a wave of Terrifier pops coming soon, if I'm not mistaken. So she's just going to be one a little bit down the road, unfortunately. Next here, coming from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, looks like they are remaking these pops and kind of updating them. So we do have Ferris Bueller, Cameron, and Sloane there. Again, these are basically just remakes of stuff that we already have. Well, I know we have Ferris Bueller. I don't know if we have any of the other characters from that set, but anyways, it's nice to kind of get an updated mold because that pop is very, very old. Now, another set that's being remade is the Breakfast Club here. So check this out. We do have Andrew, Brian, John, Claire, and Allison. If I'm not mistaken, the original ones are a little bit more rare and kind of harder to find in good condition, and probably a little bit more on the expensive side. Not crazy expensive, but just up there a little bit. So a new set will definitely make a lot of fans happy. Next year, coming from Pretty in Pink, we do have two different characters, including Andy Walsh and Ducky Dale. And yet another set being remade is 16 Candles here. So we do have Samantha Baker and Jake Ryan. I don't even think these original ones are all that expensive, but again, it's just nice to see new molds of some of these older pops. I'm sure there's a line everybody would love to see, you know, remakes of. Actually, that's a pretty good question. Let me know in the comments below. Is there a specific Funko line that's just super old and they look a little derpy now that you think Funko should update? Let me know. Our next one comes from Rocky 3, and we do have Rocky, obviously, Clubber Lang, and Ivan Drago. This will probably make Rocky fans very excited just because they're basically remaking all the original pops that were really expensive. For a while, we only had one Rocky pop, and that thing was very, very expensive. And then they gave us like 2 or 3 variations, if I'm not mistaken. They also made Apollo Creed, and now they're making Clubber Lang and Ivan Drago. So we're literally getting the whole set remade, and I guess a newer generation of fans are going to have a chance to own these pops. Now, in my opinion, I know those Rocky pops are really old, and some people might feel they look a little derpy. I think they have a lot of charm to them, honestly. I think they still look pretty cool to this day. I even really like how Rocky turned out, to be honest. Moving along from the movie Say Anything, we do have Lloyd here, so just looks like one pop from this movie. And next, from the popular show Abbott Elementary, we do have 4 different pops, including Janine, Gregory, Ava, and Barbara. This is actually a show I haven't checked out just yet, but I've heard really, really good things, and I think Bailey's been wanting to watch it a little bit and check it out, so eventually I will. But I would love to know from you guys, if anybody has seen it here, if it is actually worth watching. Now, the final pops we have to go over today are from the Music Rocks category. So in this, we do have Avril Lavigne, Girlfriend, yet another one. We also have Doja Cat Scarlet, so I guess where she has, I don't know, face paint or whatever that is. And then we also have Notorious B.I.G. Summer Jam there. Now, that pretty much catches you up on a lot of the pops that are expected in 2025. Again, as I mentioned before, check out the anime video where we talked about a bunch of different anime ones coming. But let me know in the comments, which ones are you most excited about? Did you guys see anything in today's video that you would love to, you know, pick up in the future when it is officially announced? Now, of course, something I've noticed, obviously, I'm sure you guys noticed, is that a lot of the ones we talked about today are basically just things we already have. Not a lot of new stuff here, unfortunately. But again, as I mentioned, I think a newer generation of fans can really appreciate these newer molds of these older characters. Now, as a reminder, guys, I do want to thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit the like button down below if you did enjoy, and subscribe and click that notification bell if you're new here. I do want to say a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And lastly, make sure to follow me on all my social medias at SkittleRampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.